The playoffs are finally here, and we're going to deep dive into the first two playing games for the NBA playoffs. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Tuesday night slate showdown playoff edition. All right, we got two playing games, one for the East, one for the West. The 7 and 8 seeds will be decided tomorrow. All right, before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJSD, and also subscribe to my TikTok Chef _D91 as well. Okay, we're putting up pics on that. Okay, now before we get into it, if you are a viewer and not currently a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. We are at 809, hopefully maybe 810 before this video comes out. Let's continue to push that forward. I'm giving out great content. I have a Patreon. The link is down below. I'm putting out picks. Like, you're missing out if you do not join. You guys got to get involved, man. You guys got to get involved. And let's get into this beginning of the playoffs, what we've been waiting for. Nice little playing situation, what's been newly adopted. And now we have some positions that we need to key in on at each and every position. Starting off at the point guard spot. The first person that we're going to be looking at is going to be Darius Garland for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, it's a two-game slate. I'm starting off with someone that's high priced. Yes, that's someone that's going to be used highly and definitely going to be a focal point of this offense. Okay, Cavaliers do not have their twin towers intact fully. No Jared Allen that's going to be in this playing game. So it's Darius Garland that's been pretty much taking over this entire season. Once Sexton was gone, once Jared Allen was gone, he has risen to the occasion at 9,600. He's been a staple, okay? Around at 24, 25 points a game range, chipping in with a solid amount of assists. Hopefully he can chip in with rebounds and a couple steals here and there. Darius Garland has been a bright spot for this Cleveland Cavaliers. He's the only reason or only way that they can even compete with the Brooklyn Nets, who's going to be throwing two megastars on the court. We'll get to them very soon. So Darius Garland 9,600 is one of my top plays at the point guard position. If you need someone that's going to bring you value, that's not going to give up in this game, obviously we have a lot of good selections to go towards. I think Darius Garland is going to be one of those guys that are going to exceed his value going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, next guy at the shooting guard position will be Paul George at below 10,000, 9,900. He's come back and really is going to anchor this whole Los Angeles Clippers team. He's going to bring that defensive mindset as well. You saw a little bit of a turnaround in that Utah game where they really keyed on defensively and made that big run to make a comeback. Paul George provides that upside, and look at the steals. 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4 in the last 5 games. He is knocking down his three-point shot ball, 69, 5 of 7, 6 and 9 and 3 of those last 5 games, chipping in with rebounds and big assist numbers. Okay, so this is someone that's going to be able to compete with KD and Kyrie on this slate. Definitely want to have him in your lineups. Okay, so there's a way we can fit all these guys. There's value down below that we'll get to as well. Let's continue to going on at the small forward position. We're going with Bruce Brown as a small forward, power forward for the Brooklyn Nets. They're going to be playing him a lot of minutes. One of their better defenders on this team. Obviously, especially since they lost James Johnson, they're going to be relying on Bruce Brown a little past more, and he's been coming through the past 2 games. 21 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. A really huge stat sheet across the board, filling in every single category because he hustles, he plays good defense, makes good, decent shots down in that painted area, and can knock down a 3. He has developed a 3-point shot and helps on the rebound side as well, despite his small stature. Okay, he has some hops. So I love him. Bruce Brown at 5,800 gives some nice upside. Someone that can go for a 40 or 50 bond, especially if he's going to be a focal point in the defensive side, creating havoc for the young Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. And next, for the power forward position, will be Lauri Markkanen. Okay, the next go-to guy for these Cleveland Cavaliers is gonna have to be Lauri Markkanen, someone that can knock down that three-point shot, create havoc down below, get some rebounds. Hopefully, they're gonna need him in this game. I think he can be well utilized. He's gonna be the number 2 option on the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. So at this price, being a number 2 option in a big game where Brooklyn kind of struggles against small forwards and power forwards, I think Lauri Markkanen can be a use. Okay. Evan Mobley has struggled in these matchups against the Brooklyn Nets so far this season. Lauri Markkanen is going to be that other 7-footer that's going to have to step up for this team, and I think he can do so. All right, 5,900 for Lauri Markkanen. Next will be at the center position, Andre Drummond. They need to control the board since there's no Jared Allen. There is an opportunity that Andre Drummond can and will impose his will down low in that glass. We can get possibly a 20-20 type of game from him. We got back-to-back double-doubles from him to finish off the season in only a limited amount of minutes. He's really doing damage in 20-24 minutes. They're keeping him around that cap, and he is fully taking full advantage. And this is going to be a playoff game. Maybe he gets a little bit more. Maybe that 30-minute range, so you really see a high ceiling for Andre Drummond. He's still a beast rebounding, and I want to take advantage of his price at 6,500 before he gets too high, right? Because they should probably have a long little run in the playoffs for the Brooklyn Nets. So at this price, 6,500 is a steal. Next, going to our value play in the lock of the night. We're going to start off with Patrick Beverley for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes, they have D'Angelo Russell. I like him in this matchup. Paul George is probably going to be on Anthony Edwards, so you got to watch out for him. They're going to really need Towns and Russell to control things. Patrick Beverley is bringing some high intensity, and he understands this team in the Los Angeles Clippers, who he played for a lot of years previously, okay? Patrick Beverley, in these type of game environments in the playoffs, you see the scrappiness, you see the steals, you see the blocks, you see easy layups because of hustle plays. So that's what you really need from Patrick Beverley. He could definitely provide that. He's had some high upside games at his little cheap price. He might answer the bell and take on a real threat on the offensive side. Maybe he might be on Paul George, even though I think he's too small. But, Patrick Beverley doesn't care. He's going to take that challenge. We want some high upside type of game, like similar to what he did against San Antonio Spurs or against Denver, where he had 34 fantasy points and 38 fantasy points at below 6,000. The upside is there. This is the perfect game environment for him. When you're looking for someone that's tough, gritty, and in a playoff game, you're looking at Patrick Beverley. Similar to why I choose Bruce Brown. He's going to do those similar type of things. Patrick Beverley does that same thing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next is going to be Seth Curry, okay? With a lot of the attention on KD and Kyrie, Seth Curry is going to be in that corner knocking down those threes. He can be a forgotten guy, and they should not forget about him. They hope they don't forget about him, because he's had some high upside games. If we're looking at him on DraftKings, he's 5,200 on Fanduel, but Curry is 4,400. This is why I really like him, especially on DraftKings, is the price difference, okay? 4,400, and we're paying up for high-priced guys like Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Darius Garland. You need someone that's going to get starters minutes that can possibly go off. Who's that third or fourth guy in the rotation that really can boost the stars? And Seth Curry can be one of those guys in this particular team for the Brooklyn Nets. He's had some good games. Detroit, where he had 24 fantasy points against the Knicks. We go a little bit further. He had a 40 bomb against Portland, a 40 bomb against Philadelphia. So you see the high upside. He can be a big asset to this team. Obviously, he's going to take right around double-digit shot attempts, right around 10. And if most of those shots are 3-point balls, then you're looking at a nice bonus on DraftKings as well. We want him to chip in on a little bit of assists and rebounds. Then you really got a gem in here in Seth Curry. So I like him as one of the value plays. Another value play that we're going to look at will be Isaiah Hartenstein for the LA Clippers. This dude has been pretty much splitting minutes with Ivica Zubac. He could get in a little bit of foul trouble going up against Karl Anthony Towns. The more agile of the two big men will be Isaiah Hartenstein, and he is super active at 5,600 on Fanduel. You're looking at Hartenstein. I believe he's the same price. Let's double check that. Yes, he is the same price on DraftKings, but what he does in a point per minute basis is pretty impressive. In only 25 minutes, he came through with 33 fantasy points against the Thunder. In 23 minutes, he came through with 30 fantasy points against Phoenix. Another game against Pelicans, 23 minutes, 28 fantasy points. And then against Milwaukee, 27 minutes, 38 fantasy points. A nice big double-double. Chipped in with it. You see all that he does. I think this is going to be a gem for tomorrow's slate. Someone right in the middle you can fit in at the center position. Either people will be looking at Towns or Drummond like we just said. You could definitely take advantage of Isaiah Hartenstein. He has some big upside, can knock down the three, he assists the ball, he blocks, everything. It's check mark. Yes, we are going to play you. I love you, Isaiah Hartenstein. If you want some prop bets, definitely take his. Make sure you combine it with points, assists, and rebounds, because he does a little bit of everything. He can go off with rebounds, he can go off with assists, he can go off with points. You don't know what's coming. Isaiah Hartenstein is a great six-man that they got for the Los Angeles Clippers, all right? And then our lock of the night, all right? Lock of the night will be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, it will want to redeem himself from that previous performance that he had last year in the playoffs. He's got some help with Kyrie Irving, thank God, with this situation. And he's going to put his full will and power. He's gonna probably put his foot on the Cleveland Cavaliers next. It's gonna look ugly. It's probably gonna look ugly, especially if Kevin Durant has something to say about it. It's probably gonna go for 30 to 40 points. You can bank that in. You're looking at probably 10, 11, 12 rebounds, assists. He's multifaceted here. 11,400 on FanDuel. Kevin Durant on DraftKings is he 12,000? Well worth it. $12,000 for Kevin Durant. Well worth it. He can take over the game in a myriad of facets. In the previous game against the Pacers, 60 fantasy points, came through with a nice triple-double, 20 points, 16 assists, and 10 rebounds. If he's struggling from the field goal percentage, you see him helping offensively through assists and rebounds, chipping in with that as well. Don't forget that he's long and lanky, so he's very good on defense, chipping in with blocks and steals, hopping in those passing lanes. So I love Kevin Durant as the lock of the night. All right. And that will be our breakdown for the first two play-in games that we got going on for Tuesday. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other suggestions at point guard, shooting guard, power forward, small forward, and center value play and lock of the night. Let me know in that comment section down below. We can definitely discuss that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.